And all it is, it's just work, it's commitment, chap, a little bit of want. You put that all together, you've shown we can execute. All right? We've shown we can be good. We will be good tonight, and we will be successful. And this is last, Rocky. This is why we do it. This is why we do this stuff, put ourselves through the stuff we do. You know, the travel, whatever it is, it sure isn't to get rich. This is why you do it. A little bit of questions, a little bit of doubt. Answer the critics, whatever it is. All right? Be a good teammate. I challenge you all in here. I challenge you tonight, Damo, to lay it on the line, to be as good as you can individually. Commit. Give your teammates, each and every guy around here beside you, the best opportunity to win. Have some fun tonight. Go out, play like the Toronto Rock are going to play, and let's be successful. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
To be able to play for the city that I grew up watching is an honor. And I'll argue with anybody. We have some of the best, most dedicated fans in the league, and we owe them a championship here, and that's what we're striving for this year. And it's a champions city. Toronto, the Toronto Rock kind of made that a foundation when they first came into the league in 1999. I think they went to six championships in the first 7 years, and that's what our fans expect. That's what they deserve, and that's what we're looking to bring. The pedigree of the Toronto Rock is championships, and when you throw that jersey on over your head, you know that that's the one expectation. There's no rebuild. There's no transition period. It's championship or it's been a bust of a year. When the chips are either down or you're in a timeout and the fans are screaming and rallying you guys up to get behind, they're a loud group, a passionate group, and it's hard not to get motivated. You step out on the floor of the ACC and it's hard not to get up for games.
You're not going to get rich at it, but there are different sacrifices you need to make along the way, and you have to have a good support system there, and we all certainly do, and I know myself and my situation, without the support of my family behind me, this wouldn't be something that that would be possible. We have a passionate fan base that I know we're trying to grow, and it's how do I put it? You want to be in that situation. Our fans care, and I mentioned expectations, and they have high expectations, and anybody with competitive nature, you want to be in that situation. So we don't we take our responsibilities, we don't take them lightly, and while we play and for each other inside that room, we know that we're also playing for our fans, and we're trying to deliver a good product and give them an opportunity to watch a team compete for a championship year in and year out.
Let's find our identity tonight. TZ on 3, 1, 2, 3. TZ! I've been in Toronto so long that I'm kind of used to it, and we definitely have a great fan base, a loud fan base, and I guess going to other teams' rinks, it's just a bit more hostile for us, so it's hard to kind of compare the two, having one supporting you and then the others kind of chirping you. It's impressive to see the work guys put in. To be honest with you, it's led by our leadership, our captains. Brody Merrill is here basically every night, even whether it's 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock, whatever he can do to fit in a workout and stretch and be ready or be feeling good about how his body's feeling heading into a game or practice. A fight kind of breaks out, and you're like, oh, here we go, and it gets our team fired up, it gets their team fired up, and obviously the fans enjoy it as well. So it doesn't happen quite as much as it used to, but it does every so often. When it happens, it's one of those things that it's just like something that had to be done, and it's most of the fights in the NLL aren't out of hand. It's not like it's any cheap play. It's just two guys that feel like they need to do that to kind of get their team going.
I really love the sports culture in Toronto, and and follow that closely. It's such a great city, like it's, and traveling and having that perspective and being here in Toronto, and especially, playing for the Rock, you know, where I have a connection with the team in the city. It's growing up as a, you know, as an Ontario kid. It means a lot to me. It's pretty special to me. When you're in a competitive situation where the game is physical and fast as lacrosse, emotions are gonna, you know, drive some of your actions and things that you do on the floor. So it's just having a good balance. I think it's, you know, you can really use that emotion and adrenaline to really drive your play. I just remember, you know, in my younger days in the league, just having kind of more extreme highs and lows to it, and in terms of the emotion, where I think you almost have like a bit of a broader view when you have experience, and you don't get caught up in the ups and downs, the peaks and valleys throughout a given game or a season. And that's what always I appreciate about the game. It's again, it's maybe not. It's got a unique culture to it. I think one that you know, a culture that really promotes team. You know, and I think you see that, and that's been established here with the Toronto Rock. And you know, it will, especially as you mentioned, a smaller league, that often become it's not a lot that separates any one team, and oftentimes it's how you come together, the chemistry that you build, the kind of the trust that you have amongst your team that becomes the difference between winning and losing.
He gets to the point of no return, he's committed. Make sure that you finish the cross check. Don't chase the stick, and once he gets there, you can send 2, 3 to get there to collapse on him, right? So if you think you have him, sometimes you don't. Just be sure on him, okay?
Tease D on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Tease D.
You know, in our home games, this place is filled with great fans, and they're super supportive. And even on the way to games, you see people in Rock gear and Rock jerseys, and you know, that's a pretty special thing. And to have that opportunity has been really cool. And I've really enjoyed getting to know Toronto a little bit and getting to know some of the fans. So it's been awesome. With this sport in particular, it's really tough to do things just on your own. Whereas in another sport, a basketball or football, you could have these tremendous individual efforts, and these guys can, you know, kind of take over games. In this sport, you have that to a degree, but it really takes, you know, guys moving off ball, guys setting a great pick and opening you up for a shot, and on defense, guys communicating for the goaltenders, seeing shots in the right spot. So it really is, in a lot of ways, like the ultimate team sport. You know, that crowd noise and that energy, you know, you can't help but feed off of it. And I think the same thing goes for a team, right? If everyone's on the same page and everyone's playing with energy and pumping each other up, that's only going to help. So when you add another, you know, 10,000 people kind of on your side cheering you along, it's definitely helpful. One of the cool things about lacrosse, box and field, is, you know, you can play this sport, be super physical, or not. You could be really fast, or you can be slow. As long as you bring something to the table and you're smart and you have a great stick, and you know, you're, you know, a really solid athlete and a smart athlete, there's a place for you out here. And it takes a lot of work, and you know, every little effort from now until then really counts towards this championship. So that's what it's all about, and that's what we're chasing.
It's an honor to own it, and I take my role, you know, in every capacity very serious. Like you know, there's a lot of responsibility to perform on the field, on the turf, for our team, for our fans, for the franchise, and there's a lot of responsibility, you know, business-wise. You know, it's not just running a team. There's a lot more to it than, you know, putting a roster together and putting it on the field. So there's a lot more behind the scenes stuff that goes on that, you know, the average person doesn't really realize. It's a lot of responsibility on them. Like we only see them, you know, once a week, and then on the weekends, and that's what we're kind of restricted to. You know, while they're professional athletes, and you know, they're expected to have their bodies and you know, everything in tip-top shape, and they've got to do this while they juggle other things in their lives. You know, it's not like they all come in here every day and we can train as a team and go through all these things. So, you know, a lot of the onus falls on them, and they do that. You know, I always say to people, like, listen to our 10,000. Imagine we had 18,000 in here, because our 10,000 represent, and they're awesome, and they're loud and proud, and they really do make a difference. I can tell you, you know, walking right after a big win, you walk in the locker room and the guys are talking about this point in the game where we kind of went on a run and the crowd started going, and you just, one feeds off the other, and we feed off them, and then they feed off of us, and those are the moments that are just great. Like I love that. We know what's at stake. There's a few guys, and our captain especially, that's still looking, you know, as his career kind of winds down here, still looking for his first championship ring. And, you know, if that's not going to motivate a bunch of young kids, you know, one of the greatest players to ever play in our league, you know, just one of those little things, I don't know what does, you know, because that's a guy that's given everything to this game, this league, this franchise since he's been here. You know, it's something that, you know, I'm not quitting on, and we're working at, and, you know, we're trying to do our thing, and you know, I still have yet to really met a person that's come to a game and walked out of there and said, I did not enjoy that. Our fans are great, whether it be getting behind a charity that we're supporting. You know, we've done this a lot of stuff with Smile Zone lately. They've been awesome with that. Like, they really do, you know, they represent. It might be 10,000 there, but they, you know, they make you feel like they're 100,000, and that's huge.